First thing, I gotta get this poster. Yeah, I'm gonna start with Halloween Mania 2021 with my favorite horror movie of all time, An American Werewolf in London. Now, it it's one of those movies that I just think is, in my opinion, perfection. I love I love the humor. I love the moments with both, both characters. If it is pre-werewolf attack or post-werewolf attack. I just love the chemistry between these two, both between the two characters and two actors. I don't know what it is. I just think that David Naughton and Griffin Dunn did a good job together. And I know, there were, I don't know if it was true, but I know, there was a few weird things that has happened with, I know a lot of things were weird with, something with David Naughton. I'm not going to go through it because it's my favorite horror movie, and why, Griffin Dunn, I love, been in My Girl, directed Practical Magic, really mega talented people because he did that song, I'm Making It, Detroit Rock City. And not just that, you have people, that are in this that are also good, Directed by John Landis, that I know the whole thing with Twilight Zone movie, that's not going to stop the, talent he actually had with, stuff like this and Blues Brothers, Animal House. Speaking of Animal House, I love the poster from the director of Animal House, A Different Kind of Animal. I think people thought that it was a comedy, and they actually had to put an American, for most theaters, an American Werewolf in London, the monster movie. And I always liked that idea. I liked how they did that. And that's one of the other ideas that intrigue me, is just how, this guy went from, comedy after comedy, ends up doing a pretty gruesome, fun horror movie. That does have comedy in it, but it's mainly more, sex, violence, and just some of the best effects I've ever seen in my life. Rick Baker, man. Rick Baker, the whole makeup effects award wouldn't happen if it wasn't for, I know, Dick Smith and a lot of, John Chamber, but Rick Baker, in my opinion, really stands to the test of time with stuff like this, because, and also, Westmore's and, all these other, really wonderful people, but Rick Baker, man, that transformation scene, believe it or not, is one of my favorite scenes in general. One of them, at least. Not just for a horror movie, but for a movie in general. Now, I absolutely love the soundtrack, which I think has Moon in every Bad Moon Rising, Blue Moon, specific other Moon Dance with that sex scene in the shower. But it worked. It like most of the music works within that, and I like that. And I like how it's two college friends. They they're trying to go to London, and they are attacked by a werewolf, which most of the townspeople don't think exists. And David Naughton's character actually becomes a werewolf, and Griffin Dunn's character becomes this ghostly, in other words, more like a zombie. And he kind of, it's like more like he's his conscience. And I love the scenes where this is over like a 4-year-old movie, so I don't need to say like spoiler alert, but go ahead and watch it if you want to watch it. But he ends up killing over 5 to 6 townspeople in London. Like London, people in the residents in London. And he ends up, having the dead people, talk with David. And I don't know, I really liked that scene. I liked how I lost, he's like, now because of you, my wife and son don't have any sense of security, or like all these different, like, it's probably not the, that's probably not like the line, but oh, it worked, and I really liked that. The Even with the whole him going back to him and being, and just, you know even with the ending is good. And I don't know, I always liked that. I liked from the start to beginning, from the start to end. I always loved this. I have the mask of the dream sequence, David, where, you know, that really cool makeup where he's all, holy shit. I have that. But so yeah, it's my all-time favorite horror movie, and I'm gonna be doing a top 5 video or top 10, whatever, and you're probably gonna know what number 1 is.